Hello, fairy finders and fairy seekers. Welcome to FaerieQuest and the Ask the Fairies card reading for the week of April 19th through April 25th. And as always, we have done the table shuffle. So we just have a few shuffles here. If you see wafts of smoke coming across the background, that is just sage that I have lit and that is burning lightly to my left. All right, so fairies, what cards would you like us to have for this week's reading? I'll cut the deck. All right, and card 1. We have the Sword of Enchantment. Card 2. We have Terrene, the 10 of Spades. Card 3. We have the 7 of Spades, or the Sword of Destruction, And card 4. We have the Tower, or the 6 of Diamonds. So the only thing that we're not seeing here is a heart. Otherwise, we have all the suits, and none of the suits are in their natural positions. However, we do have the club here that is very compatible to the diamond that is not showing, and we have the spade here that is very compatible to the heart that is not showing. The other two cards are not sitting in a space that they are very compatible with. So basically we have kind of a 50-50 here in that. So let's see what the fairies have to share for each individual card. So if you've been following the readings since before November, you will know that some of these cards are repeat cards. In fact, we've actually had all 4 of these cards at one time or another. Not in the same layout, but we've had them. Now, again, out of 52 cards, there are so many cards that we have not had yet, which means that something is holding the fairies to specific cards. And since this is a global situation that we are all seeing and that the cards have been about for so long, apparently there's only certain ones right now that fit. So what we're seeing here with this club, the 7 of clubs and this 7 of spades, we've had both of those cards in the same position back on the 29th of March, exact same position. And then just last week, we had the 7 of clubs down here in the heart position. We also had Terrene, the 10 of spades, down here in the earth position last week. So we have some play here that the fairies are sharing, and I feel like they're saying that we've given plenty of notice here. Here's the situation. We've explained it in many different ways, actually, through the weeks. And they're giving us this 7 of club card yet again. And this is a very special card. It is called the Sword of Enchantment. And underneath the stone on the hilt, right above the middle club, it says, "Believe in me." Okay, this 7 of clubs is the ultimate in humanity, is I guess how I'm going to put it. The ultimate in humanity. In other words, the person who recognizes this card as the key. In other words, the key that unlocked the 3 of Hearts decision that we've talked about in other readings, several other readings, and again, that's another card that kept popping up. that had locks on it that this key would fit. However, going deeper, this key, it's the universe key to moving through all of this that has gone on even before 2020. This is the key. This is what you have to move forward. It is everything that is a human. In other words, as a club, it's the thoughts, the communication, the air you breathe, the connection between people, the creativity of the human, just everything that is all about human. That is what this key gives you once you make the decision to recognize who you are and what is actually going on in the world today. As before, we have no diamonds here, but diamond to a club, it's a compatible situation. And that diamond is the one who pushes the air for that club, fire and air. Fire pushes that air and causes action. So not only is this a recognition of who you are as a human and what being a human actually means, it is the action that comes with that knowledge. That means the positive thinking. That means not doing the face apparatus because you know it's not the way it should be. It means continuing to be creative, continuing to be individual, no matter what. And we still have the money people hiding in the shadows there. They're hiding there, but they just keep pumping more stuff forward. When you reach this point, the realization, and a lot of people call it the awakening. When you reach this awakening, you want to shout it to the rooftops. You want to tell everyone what you know. And unfortunately, as we see here, we have 2 spades here. Spades are earth, but we have no water in this layout, which means the earth is parched. Okay? Right now, you maybe don't have anybody to share with. It's a desert. There's no people in your desert at the moment. And the ones that are, and I guess I shouldn't say that. I should say you have people in your desert, but they're not the ones who would understand what it is you're saying. You have the 10 of spades here, who is servant to Queen Morgana. And Queen Morgana is married to King of Spades. And those two were the ones, not the top money people, but the next in line, so to speak, who got all of this rolling, have helped in huge ways create all the problems that have happened in our world since 2020. Not necessarily before for those people, but they were really pushed into the limelight for that. And she is servant girl to Queen Morgana. And as you see, there's no club there. And she believes everything. In this position, she believes everything that she's been told. She is a wonderful servant because she will never backtalk Queen Morgana. She will never go against Queen Morgana. There are just those who are that way, who must stay with the status quo because they're too afraid. And again, no diamonds. They're too afraid to step out and really recognize or really go forward with who they are. So what ends up happening is we have the Sword of Destruction here, the 7 of Spades, and you can see it says destruction on the handle. And you can also see that there's a chain here. you can use this sort of destruction as a good card. It is not necessarily a bad card. It is a good card for you because part of this change, part of this awakening is cutting away those things that no longer work for you. That includes people. Painful situation, and there's no heart here, remember, okay? It's a painful situation, but you cannot cry over what is happening. You would be parched as this earth is. Healing is necessary, and the healing will come. But for right now, your concentration needs to be on cutting away those things that no longer serve you and moving away from the people who would wish to bring you back to this way of being. That is not where you want to be. That is not where you want them to be. But you have no control over those people who choose their own destruction in their own way, no matter what information has been given to them. They're either too afraid to change, or they just can't admit that they've been duped in such a way. So they're going to stay where they're at. And you need to move forward. That's the action of this card. So down here we have the Tower, the Six of Diamonds. And for those who are stuck here, this tower is a place that they feel is safe. They can go up to the top, and all their things that they need to see or feel they need to see are up there, and they can look one way out the window and see it all. Okay? And when I say see it all, that is where they can go to watch whatever news they watch, and go onto the computer and pay attention to whatever is being said on the media there. And wherever they get their news, okay, that is what they're believing. And that news, unfortunately, is coming from the hidden money people. They are, as they soon find out, up in top of that tower, but it is a prison. It becomes that. And, with being locked in, as many have been through this, that also designates that. And, since they seem to be okay with that, that is where they stay. Now, for those with the key, those who are awakened, okay, this tower is a great place. You can go up, you get the panoramic view, but you don't have to stay there. It is where everything is illuminated, because it is diamonds. Diamonds is fire. Everything is illuminated for you. Now that you're awakened, you see it all, and you can see it from the top of that tower, but you're not stuck there. You can ascend beyond that tower, and that's the point. This here is the 3D Earth. This here is 5D plus. This diamond is in the Earth position. This is no longer an illusion. It is reality for you. You can think it, see it. If you can think it, you can see it. This card, this Sword of Enchantment, is also very much about thought. Positive thinking brings positive things. Negative thinking puts you back in the 3D level. What you can think, you can create. And as an awakened individual, you have now also become a light worker, a beacon of light, still for those who maybe want to come forward, maybe want to be who they once were. You're that beacon of light if they come to you. However, you still have a lot of work to do on yourself. You want to make sure that you don't fall back into that 3D. So you have to pay attention to your thoughts and how you're thinking. This card right now is in the head position, and that is where logic lays in most cases. But it's also marrying that creative brain versus logic brain. You're a whole person here, not just someone's servant. You are not here to do as you're told. You're here to determine what you're here for, to experience life as a human being, because that's what your soul sent you here for, which is obviously not separate from you, but that's the way I'm going to put it for an easier understanding here as to what the universe wants you to know and how the fairies are trying to share it. So remember, you cannot save the world. That is not the job that you yourself have been given as an individual. If many get together, many light workers get together and shine the light, it might pull in a few more of the people who really need to awaken. But for right now, the fairies are telling you, now that you're in this position, now that you understand and that you have awakened, you have work to do, but you cannot worry about these people. You have to let them take their own path. And that includes those who you maybe have been very close to for a long, long time. It's a sad state of affairs. And again, with no heart here, that's also a healing thing. Healing is needed. We all know that. Last week's reading was all about the needing of the healing. But you cannot, at this time, when it comes to this, you cannot be the bleeding heart. You have to cut away those things that no longer serve you so you can move on to this ascension location, which I'm going to say 5D or higher Earth, and not be stuck in the prison of the tower and where these people are stuck. Now, don't think that they're going to be left behind forever. No one really knows that. I don't believe they will, but it may take them a lot more time to get here. And that's okay. For now, work on you. This is important. Even if you are and have been awakened for quite some time, and you've been that light worker, and you've been doing all the work and fully understand all that is going on, maybe there's still a little bit more that you yourself feel like you need to do to get to this ascension place. Maybe you've kind of put it off because of how crazy things have been. This is the fairies' way of saying, move forward again. Take action. Become active in your growth and development and transformation forward to the end goal. So I believe that is it for this reading for this week. So until next time, as always, take whatever works for you and disregard what does not. Take care.